Getting this stream started. What is up, guys? Welcome back to the channel. My name is Kevin Svensson, and today we are seeing that we're getting a nice bullish breakout for Bitcoin. We're breaking above some structures, some key downward sloping resistance, and it seems like it's possible that we may start to see a full recovery for Bitcoin starting soon. And we're going to explain why that is. So there are actually a lot of reasons why the stock market potentially hit a bottom today. A lot of on-chain metrics are signaling a bottom right now. We're getting some technical breakouts of some key structure, and it's looking pretty good. It may turn out that what we just experienced for the past couple of weeks was a bottom formation. This current price action right here that we're seeing on the screen is saying that to me. And I think that we could be headed for above 50,000 in the very near future. It could happen quite fast, guys. So we're going to get this stream started. I'm going to let people join in before I actually get into my analysis. Guys, definitely smash up that like button if you're just tuning in. And we're going to get started here. We're going to play some music with an intro scene, and I'll be right back. What is up, guys? Welcome back to the channel. So I do have a new setup here. Hope you guys enjoy the new setup. I got a different angle, got some lighting setups, and a giant 75-inch monitor to display the pumpage, guys. So we do have actually some very important things taking place for the Bitcoin price. We have an actual break of the downward sloping resistance, and we have lots of indicate on-chain metrics that, you know, we talked about on this channel, a lot of the stablecoin flow metrics, even Willy Woo coming out and saying the MVT signal is at a bottom. Lots of stuff telling us that we're at a low point, ready for a reversal. And, you know, now that we're actually seeing at least some signs of reversal, we only have one higher high on the 4-hour chart. So it's nothing all too spectacular, but it just could be the start of what the bulls have been waiting for. And I do think that that is actually very likely. What's up, everyone? We got a lot of regulars in the chat. Edward's in the chat, Crypto Crazy Cali. Phil C is in the chat. What's up, man? Kevin Blanger's in the chat. Who else is? Dominicana Republica's in the chat. I see a lot of familiar people, a lot of familiar faces. 6CZR1 is in the chat. What is up, guys? Glad to have all the regulars in the chat. So let me know in the comments if if everything with the stream is good. This is a slightly new setup right now, but as we can see, Bitcoin is now breaking above this 4-hour downward sloping resistance. So, you know, we had the initial dump down to 42,300 right over here, and it was basically on December 4th we started this ranging, right? And we had lots of lower lows, lower highs, and we got our first major double bottom, right? And I think a lot of people saw that double bottom earlier today, and they thought, maybe that is, maybe that is showing some conviction from, the whales, right? The bulls trying to defend these levels, right? Because clearly, I mean, if you guys were watching this range, it was the most annoying thing ever. Like for the past couple of weeks, we were just we would come up and just grind down, come up, grind down. And it was just incessant selling pressure, so much selling pressure coming into the market. And actually, let me pull something up that may actually, or actually it does answer why we had this type of action taking place. And I guess I don't have it here. I thought I retweeted it. But basically there was a lot of selling pressure from Asia. From Huobi. I think Huobi actually stopped or sort of cut off China, and then we had tons of selling pressure. That's kind of what made us stay down here for so long. But now we're getting the breakout. So we have, if you take your most consistent touch points on the 4-hour chart, the trend line that touches the most resistance points, which is this right here, right here, we are now above that. And we have just now, within this 4-hour candle, confirmed our first higher high of the range, right? And that is quite promising. That is showing conviction from the bulls. So we are getting a breakout. I would say that getting a break of this getting a break of this high into a higher high, 49,250 or so, this would be more so a little bit more convincing, right, than this higher high that we're in now. So definitely, nothing is set in stone. We're just seeing what could potentially be the beginning of a reversal. And so we have the 4-hour breakout now, 4-hour chart breakout. And if you're looking at the daily chart, we're now back above the 200-day SMA, 200-day moving average. We're now back above. And we also have this downward sloping resistance line. So what we were just looking at was the 4-hour downward sloping resistance, which we're getting a breakout of. Now we have the daily chart downward sloping resistance, which we are currently not above yet. And that's really going to be one of the key things here, is going to be the daily downward sloping resistance. And if you're looking at where does this resistance line come in, what price is it coming in at? It's almost exactly 50,000. Is almost exactly where this is sitting. So we're going to be working on that psychological 50K level, also, which is coinciding with the downward sloping resistance, and that 50K level is going to be the next major hurdle to be getting above. Right now, I want to explain why I think it's possible that we will likely get above that, and why it could actually happen much faster than people expect. We're going to be talking about exactly why I believe that. I think we got a super chat here from Chris Dubai. What's up, man? I appreciate it. Chris Dubai always coming in with the 50 euros every single stream like clockwork. Thank you so much, Chris. I appreciate it. What the heck? DeFi money printer is not a mod. That's bizarre. I think a lot of the mods got removed for some reason. I don't understand. It's very weird. Sean Moore says bullish divergence on the RSI. Which time frame are you looking at, sir? I can check it if you give me the time frame. Let's see. Everyone's saying the stream is good, sound is good. Everyone's getting a little bit excited in the chat. Yeah, so confirmed 4-hour breakout. Though we still have some work to do on the daily chart, of course. Nothing really 100%. But if you're kind of like looking at the way that this played out right here, it is quite similar in a sense, the way that the market structure is. And once we got above that downward sloping resistance, we kind of pumped really fast within just a couple days. We were like way up there. And I think that is actually going to happen again. That's just my opinion though. Now, before we get into all of that, something else that a lot of people have been looking at was the stock market. And this has been getting on a lot of people's minds because people are a little bit scared. We had two major dumps. And what worried people was, if you're looking, it's becoming more and more clear as time goes on. More and more people are realizing that, okay, there is kind of a correlation between stocks and Bitcoin, right? Because Wall Street money is in Bitcoin, what happens to the stock market affects the trading activity within Bitcoin. You guys wanted institutions in Bitcoin? Well, this is what happens. It becomes a little bit more correlated. Now, people got worried because if you're looking at the stock market, the S&P, we had these bounces running up. Bitcoin was following. I mean, look at this, guys. Look at this. Very much correlated in a lot of ways. It's not always correlated, but it's close. On the weekly chart, it's definitely close. But we didn't get this bounce that the S&P saw. Bitcoin just continued to dump. And again, that was because of the Asia selling, Huobi cutting off China. I believe that's what it was. And Asia was dumping tons of Bitcoin. So we didn't follow on this bounce. But now the S&P is finding a potential higher low here. And I do think that the S&P is more likely to continue up and break out going into 2022. And if that happens, I do think that Bitcoin is going to see a major breakout. Now, one example of this is over here. Check this out. Over here in September going into November, we had this double bottom on the S&P, and we broke on a triple top breakout right there. Check out what Bitcoin did. Right when the S&P got this breakout right there, right there on the chart, Bitcoin just starts going ballistic. Now, Bitcoin becomes less correlated to the S&P when the S&P is bullish because there's more confidence and people are just kind of just freely speculating on Bitcoin as the S&P is mooning, and it becomes less correlated. When the S&P is dumping, it's more correlated, like we've seen right here, guys. Check it out. Right, that's how it works, in my opinion. I mean, that's what I've noticed, right? So again, if we see, just like this zone right here, if we see that happen again right here, get this a little bit of consolidation, then breakout, I think Bitcoin has a shot at actually going ballistic once again, just like this. So that is kind of what I'm actually looking for now, is a bounce for the stock market. And actually, if we're looking at futures, this is the futures chart on the 5-minute. Futures have been bouncing so far tonight. They're going up. Some companies had pretty good earnings reports. I think Micron had pretty good earnings, Nike or something like that. I was watching Meet Kevin, he was talking about it. So there was like some good news, I guess, after hours, which helped cause a little bit of a bounce in the futures market. So also let me just discuss, why do I think that something like this or something like this can happen here again? It goes back to, what we've actually been analyzing on this channel, what we've been talking about, the buying power. Sorry if I just blinded you guys with the white screen. I'm just going to remove myself now from the screen. Whenever we see buying power, right, basically the green represents that there's a lot of stablecoins on the sidelines, underbought. Red represents overbought. $3,100 low for 2018, super underbought, and we mooned. March crash low, super underbought, and we mooned. September 2020 low, super underbought, and we mooned, right? $30,000 low, we used this to call the bottom. Like massively underbought, and we mooned. Same thing goes with this area here, this little area right there, right? September low, and now here. Underbought, guys, once again, underbought, and it's almost like a slingshot. It's almost like a slingshot when you have that much money coming out of the market and it's all on the sidelines and Bitcoin's really underbought. It's just a matter of time before everything kind of just comes back into the market and just slingshots back forward. And I think that's exactly what we're seeing right now for Bitcoin. I think that's what we're seeing right now. Stablecoins will likely flood back in. And also, let's go take a look at what Willie Woo said about the NVT. He says the NVTS is a bit of a granddaddy as far as on-chain indicators go, but it still works. It doesn't signal oversold very often. So not very often does the NVT signal that we're oversold. And if you're looking at this, guys, this is exciting. Let me remove myself from the screen again. Look at this. If we're looking at, let's just go over here. See these areas? When you're oversold, those were our lows, the parabolic lows moving up. And then this area here in 2018 was the $6,000 bottom, which became our support for the better part of a year, right? And now, all the way over here, when was the next time that we got this oversold? Was here at the $30,000 bottom, right there. And then the only other time, other than 6K 2018 on this chart, 30K 2021 is now, guys. 1, 2, now 3. The most oversold level on the NVT on this time frame is now, right here, right now, today, guys. Right? So it's just, again, like I keep saying, it's just a matter of time. All these stable coins on the sidelines, NVT oversold. You know, we're going sideways at a low level. It's just a matter of time before we bounce, and maybe we are seeing that right now. I think it's very likely. So all that stuff is leading me to be bullish. I think most coins, yeah, guys, we have almost 400 people watching, and we should have 400 likes, so definitely smash that like button. Someone says, why does Data say we're in a bear market? I haven't kept up with him recently, so I don't know. But guys, a lot of people were bearish, right? You know, I mean, like that. See, that's the thing. I mean, every analyst is going to be right sometimes and wrong other times, right? There's no analyst that's just right all the time. Everyone has like winning streaks, losing streaks. Some analysts are hot these few months, and then not some other months. That's just how it is. You can never expect anyone to be right all the time. You know, I was bullish here. I thought that we were going to see a bounce, and, you know, bounce, consolidate, and then break out. I was bullish here, and that was wrong, right? Though I was very bullish at 30,000, that was right. I'm bullish here. We'll see if it's right, right? I mean, it's just like no one's ever going to be right all the time, so we'll see. Discord link is not working. Joel, can you put in a Discord link for general chat? If you guys want to get in the VIP chat, which is where really, that's the only chat really worth being in, you got to join the Patreon. And the Patreon links are below. But we're in VIP chat all day. We got a great community. We got a lot of people from the community in the YouTube chat right now. Glad to see you guys there. But yeah, it's a 24/7 chat, guys. We're in there all the time. And really, it's just like a community chat where we kind of just, you know, say whatever we want. Let's see. Checking out the chat real quick. We just went over a few things. Yeah, I mean, guys, you know, when it comes to Bitcoin, being bullish after a 38% drop is usually the right idea, right? You know, that, and that's also what I said. That's what I was saying over here. You know, Bitcoin comes off of 65K down to 30. And I was saying, you know, after a 53% drop, it's usually the right idea to be bullish. And, you know, we all know this. We all know this historically. You know, looking at Bitcoin in the past, like these areas here, 50% down. I mean, you had COVID that came after, but, you know, all these parabolic moves in the past, these major dumps, like 40% down, that kind of stuff. You know, it's the best idea is to be bullish after a massive dump. And I think the same goes for the range that we're in now. But of course, sometimes fear gets the best of people, and they just think that what's happening now is going to continue on into the future, and they just get overly bearish at the bottom, right? And I always try to avoid being bearish at the bottom, right? If I was bullish here, or if I was bullish here on this trend line, I better be bullish here too, right? The only time that I would start to get bearish on Bitcoin is if we break below. So check this out. When do I get bearish? I'll tell you, it's this. Structurally, this would make me very bearish. If Bitcoin came back to roughly 42, let's just mark this up, about right there. So this range right here, check it out. Major resistance on the way up. Then also major resistance after we hit 30,000. Then we chopped here, and then we bounced. We flipped resistance into new support. All right, so that's very key structurally, obviously. We got a slightly higher low here, but if Bitcoin did come back down like this and broke below, I mean, that would just be so bad. Like it would just destroy all the structure. You know, if we broke below this, I'd be looking for, like, you know, a possible head and shoulders pattern. Just remove my drawing tool by accident. I'd be looking for, you know, some sort of downtrend, like a major bear market. So that's the key level right there. Basically 39,500 to 42K. We can't fall below that. So the whales defended the right price level. You know, well, I should say the market defended the right price level. I don't want to act like the whales are these magical people. It's really just the market, but. Let's see. But yeah, that's when I would get bearish, and we're not there, so. And I guess technically also, if you're looking at this high right here from September, the beginning of September, you know, just below 53,500, and we have that as support, we're kind of like underwater until we get a break of that, right? Like if we were to come up and reject, that could be a head and shoulders. So, you know, we're not out of the woods just yet, guys, right? If we did, you know, we can't be rejecting 53,500. That's just not good. That would be a possible scenario where we did, you know, enter worst case scenario below 42,000, below 39,500. So we definitely want to be breaking that. So we're going to see, right? So nothing is set in stone. Edgar says, finally, I hear someone saying the whales are just the market. I mean, yeah, like sometimes I say that, like, oh, the whales, but like really what I mean, when I say that, what I mean is like the bulk of the money in the market, I guess. It's not like, I'm not trying to say like, oh, these like the Illuminati whales, because that's what it seems like most people are saying when they say whales. Someone's requesting the KuCoin chart. Let's take a look. Let's pull up KuCoin. Pull it up here. Bring it over here. So this is the daily chart. Obviously, we had this major pennant. We broke out. Let's bring up the horizontal line. So yeah, we you know, that previous high right there from April of 2021, this year, the $20 high, we did turn that into new support. So that was a pretty critical support base to create right there. So that is nice to see. KCS building support off of previous resistance. And we do have, I guess short term, you could say that we had a descending triangle here, but I think it's getting invalidated now. So if we go to the short term, we did have flat support, and then we'll pull up our downward sloping resistance. And I do think that, yeah, we're getting above it. So for a while, KuCoin was in a, and this is one of my favorite alt picks, guys. I think I'm actually very heavily invested. This could have been a descending triangle, right? If Bitcoin was going to continue to be bearish, and it would have, you know, incited a breakdown probably. But now Bitcoin's breaking out, and now we're actually invalidating this as a bearish pattern, and it is now, you know, we're now getting a breakout. So that's a positive sign. No higher highs just yet. You know, we want to see a break above $21.80. And if you do get that, that's when you could be looking to range back up to your previous high, like $23 or so. So we're above downward sloping resistance, but we are not above the previous high. So we definitely want to see a break above that previous high. And interestingly enough, you know, the area that we're fighting now, it was a very big support zone previously. So getting above $21.80 is going to be pretty big once again. You know, getting above all this previous activity right here. And if you do get above 21.80, I believe that you're headed for at least a test of the previous high, if not, you know, continuing to new highs, new local highs. Yeah, I think KuCoin token could easily go to 50, maybe, you know, $70, 125 if things go really well. Exchange tokens, generally, good exchanges, the exchange tokens generally perform very well, guys. Exchange tokens, like centralized exchange tokens, we've seen them perform very well. BNB being the #1 example, of course. I do think that KuCoin will be a top 25 coin. And it's like number 80 right now. Oh yeah, we got to look at Ethereum too. Going to pull up F. See, that was the one bearish thing that Ethereum did actually recently, was Ethereum broke the macro trend line, right? So we had this trend line stemming back to March, and we just broke below. So that was a bearish signal. And you know, of course, you know, Bitcoin is leading right now. It's going to lead the recovery, I think. So Ethereum is kind of just hanging out in the sideways range. Ethereum broke the trend line more so because of the sideways action rather than getting like a break rejection. Like we kind of just broke it by just going sideways. So it wasn't too bad, and now Bitcoin's bouncing, so Ethereum could very likely recover again. But yeah, I think Ethereum's going to do really well. You know, if Bitcoin's bouncing, guys, you know, again, a lot of TA in crypto. If you're going to do TA on an altcoin, I mean, it can all just go right out the window if you're not considering what Bitcoin's doing. So when you make an analysis on an altcoin, you kind of just have to say, well, it's going to do what Bitcoin does. But, you know, Ethereum, of course, is a pretty strong asset in of itself. It held up way better than Bitcoin, right? It's been holding up way better than Bitcoin. So Ethereum is likely going to hit a new all-time high well before Bitcoin, right? Because Bitcoin saw this tremendous drop of 38%, and Ethereum from its high, you know, only went down 23%. Or wait, sorry, that was wrong. 26.5% only from the top. So yeah, I mean, Ethereum is performing better than Bitcoin, and it's likely going to hit new all-time highs before Bitcoin. So there's that. Nas says, I think CRO will be big. I mean, it already is. It already is. I feel like every sporting event I watch, CRO is one of the top ads. Like literally everything I watch now. Where is CRO? I made the mistake of not buying in, even though I use crypto.com all the time. What the hell's going on? Oh, there it is. The polka dot symbol was really weird right there, but it fixed itself. Number 16, CRO. I mean, it's huge already. 13 billion. I mean, what do you want, right? So let's look at our exchange tokens. Binance coin number 3. Well, I guess I could just click on exchange token. Hold on one sec. Is there a exchange-based tokens list right there? Yeah, so Binance CRO is already number 2. So it's already pretty damn big for whoever who said that in the chat. Okay, B, Uniswap, FTX, Leo, PancakeSwap. So also, I want to look at something real quick. In terms of exchange volume, let's take a look at FTX. So FTX... All right, 24-hour trading volume for FTX is 2.5 billion in the past 24 hours. Okay, so that's FTX, 2.5 billion past 24 hours. The market cap of FTX token is 5.8 billion. Now, compared to KuCoin, whose market cap is 1.6 billion, let's take a look how much trading volume KuCoin has had in comparison to FTX. So 2.5 billion, KuCoin 2.8 billion. This is my point, guys. KuCoin is getting just as much activity, users, and volume as other top centralized exchanges like FTX. And it actually has more trading volume today than FTX. And the market cap of KuCoin is 1.6 billion. Market cap of FTX is 5.8. I see a major under evaluation for KCS right now, and I think it's going to go from number 82 to a top 25, guys. I really see it coming. Major pumpage for KCS, in my opinion. Yeah, of course, guys. Of course, there's wash trading, but we know that like KuCoin is very hot right now for altcoin listings. Like everyone wants a KuCoin listing, and if they're listing tons of coins, it's like the next BNB. Really, I am shilling my own pick because I have a lot of money in it. So full disclaimer there. But the reason I have money in it is because I believe what I'm saying right now. Kev, no sleep, gang. Yeah, it's not too late just yet. It's not too late just yet. For those of you in the Patreon VIP chat, you guys see me in that chat like really late at night sometimes. I'm a bit of a night owl. That's why sometimes like I usually just go for videos at the end of the day because it's like very competitive for crypto YouTube in the morning. It's very competitive. Like all the European crypto YouTubers are pumping out videos in the morning, afternoon. And then I feel like for me, later in the afternoon is better for views. It's a little bit less competition. And I think I get better views. Though tonight we're pretty damn late. So Jackie Boy says, Kev, do you have a price target for Bitcoin? I do. I mean, well, of course, you want to be asking like what time frame, like definitely want to include more details in your question. But my current price target is right here in between 52,700 and 53,500. So you guys see that right in this sweet spot in between 52.7 and 53.5. It is a previous resistance and also a support zone. right? So I think that, you know, we're only above the downward sloping resistance on the 4-hour. We need to get above that $50,000 daily downward sloping resistance. And if we do, I think we're going to be seeing a nice quick move up to 53.5. So yeah, you could expect maybe some resistance there possibly. So you could be looking at that as a shorter term target before actually getting a breakout. Yeah, look, guys, let me know in the chat. Do you think we're going to get a Christmas rally? Click 1 for yes, 2 for no. Are we going to get a Christmas rally? Oh yeah, I got to turn on the snow. I totally forgot, guys. Also, Cryptowatch has snow, but I have my own snow effect. Christmas rally now. It's starting to look more and more likely. Christmas rally, guys. More and more likely now. I think if I asked you guys this question a couple days ago, you guys would have all been all depressed and said that Bitcoin's going to zero. We're getting coal for Christmas, but now the chat is a little bit more hype, a little bit more optimistic. Looks like most people in the chat are saying that we are going to get a Christmas time rally. So yeah, Jake, to answer your question, yeah, 53.5. I mean, very short term, I would say 50,000 as a target, just because it's the daily downward sloping resistance, right? And it's also a psychological number, so you know, like 50K, maybe just below 50 possible target. But I don't think we're going to stop there. You know, if we have one higher high on the very short term right here, we have one higher high now. A more key higher high will be this one, right? 49,250. If we get above that, you know, that's probably going to send us above the downward sloping resistance, right? So, I mean, in a sense, even more importantly than the downward sloping resistance here on the daily, even more importantly, this higher high may actually be what really initiates a further breakout at 49,250. Ali, I think I do remember you actually. Your name looks very, very familiar. €5. I appreciate that. He says, Kevin, do you remember me from one of your first donators ever? I actually think I do. Your name looks very familiar. I can't say I remember you that well, but I think I do remember you. I mean, you could probably go find it in some old live streams too. Paul says, connect the wicks, Kev. Well, guys, you know, that's the thing. You want to go for the most touch points, right? So I know a lot of people, you know, everyone has their own way of drawing stuff. Okay, if I go and I touch this wick to this wick, like right, if I go from here to here, guys, okay, I'm not even connecting the next point. I'm not connecting this point. All right, that's not a valid trend line. You can't go from here to here because there's a wick. Candle closes are generally more important than wicks, usually. So you don't want to do this. This is wrong. You want to be drawing the trend line on the area with the most touch points, right? That's what a trend is, right? So you want to go like this. You want to be looking for where is it actually touching. We have candle closes here. We got candle closes here, and then we have a wick here. But this is where all the touch points are. And now we got a very clear market reaction, right? Like along this trend line. Like look at this. Ready? Rejection here, rejection here, rejection there. Okay, I mean, we got a pretty clear reaction from the market after getting above here. Pretty clear reaction. The market is looking at this as the trend line, right? So you do not want to be drawing your trend like up here because there's a wick there. Some people might be doing that, and you might actually see some activity along that trend line, but you know, it's just way more valid when you go like this. I see it all the time, you know, on crypto Twitter and stuff. Like people like drawing their trend lines are really weird, like using the wicks and stuff, and it just like makes me so frustrated. And a lot of people don't see the error in it, and it's just so frustrating. Anyway. When Moon says, "Hey Kevin, question when Moon." Wait, that's your you're supposed to be a mod. When Moon, soon, very soon. Well, actually, I mean now. I don't know. We're kind of doing it, right? We're kind of mooning. This is the hourly right here. Yeah, we're going to see resistance along the way, guys, of course. Someone says your TA is amazing, Kelvin. Kelvin, I hope there's a lot of scammers that write Kelvin as my name, so I hope it's not you, but I appreciate it. Inky coming in with a 5. He says, such pump, much wow. Very Christmas. Thank you so much. And very Christmas to you as well. But, yeah, we went over a lot of stuff, on-chain stuff, and that's really all I wanted to do today, guys. Just wanted to do a quick, short stream, talk about this little 4-hour breakout that could result in a much larger breakout, right? So we'll see how it goes. We'll see how it goes, right? A little bit of optimism now for the bulls. We're not out of the woods just yet. I mean, ultimately, ultimately speaking, we have to get above this high. Otherwise, we can just create, a head and shoulders or something, right? So we have to get above that. So until we really get above 53,500, we're kind of underwater until we get that breakout. And that breakout right there, that's going to be the real victory for the bulls, ultimately, right? But that's it for this stream. And I hope you guys enjoyed. Smash that like button on the way out. And also subscribe to this channel if you're new. And hit the like button if you like the new setup here, guys. And that's it. I'll see you guys soon.